See, there is a proof that Baba is Jagat Guru. There is no need to prove Baba is he is Sakshat Jagat Guru. But for the information's sake, I just want to share this, that there is a proof that Baba is Jagat Guru through two angles, from two views. One is from the Sufi Sampradaya, one is from our Hindu Sampradaya, Nath Sampradaya. In the Sufi Sampradaya, there is a hierarchy of awliyas, saints. They call it as Nizam. Because of my research, I came to know this very significant information that proves that our Baba is Jagat Guru. See why I want to share this. I will get into the details. This profound information that proves us Baba is Jagat Guru, that is from the Sufi perspective. Then I will explain from the Nath Sampradaya perspective. First, the Sufi perspective. They call it as Nizam. Nizam means a hierarchy of awliyas, saints. So the hierarchy goes like this. The top one on the hierarchy is called Qutub al-Aqtab. He is next to God. According to Sufi Sampradaya, the one who is next to God is called Qutub al-Aqtab, which is equivalent to our Jagat Guru. Because Qutub al-Aqtab means axis of creation or the center pole of creation, which is directly equivalent to our Jagat Guru. Jagat means creation, the entire existence. That is Jagat. So he is Guru for this entire existence, is called Jagat Guru, which is Sufi equivalent is Qutub al-Aqtab. This is the top on the hierarchy. And the next to the hierarchy is Qutub al-Abdal. And then under them, there are many awliyas. This is the structure of the Nizam, according to Sufism. And they have protocols. Who can be Qutub al-Aqtab? Who can be Qutub al-Abdal? So there is a protocol that says a Qutub al-Aqtab can take direct control of nature, the Panjabhuta. Other awliyas under Qutub al-Aqtab can only pray to God, according to the Malla. So, say if there is a flood, if there is a storm, the other awliyas can pray to God to stop the rain or stop the storm. But the Qutub al-Aqtab, who's on the top, can directly take control of the nature to stop that, the fierceness of the storm or flood. And this happened in our Baba's life. We all know that in Dwarakam, during our Baba's time, when there was a very strong storm, rain and happening, Baba came to the entrance of Dwarakam. He showed his satka and ordered the storm to stop, the rain and storm to stop. That clearly, directly proves that Baba is Qutub al-Aqtab, which is equivalent to Jagat Guru. So, from the Sufi perspective, this proves that our Baba is Jagat Guru. This is from the Sufi perspective. From the Nath Sampradaya, from the Hindu perspective, I will prove that Baba is Jagat Guru. That 3 days Samadhi of our Baba. We all know that Baba took 3 days Samadhi and he was, resting on Mal Stabadi's lap. That we know. Many used to say that Baba entered that 3 day Samadhi because he was suffering from asthma. He wanted to cure. But I'll ask one simple question. This is because this is a misunderstanding. We misunderstood Baba in a wrong way, saying that he took Samadhi, 3 day Samadhi to cure his asthma. That is a very wrong understanding. Why I'm saying that? See, this happened. This 3 day Samadhi happened during 1886. But way back in 1860s, Baba cured many people from the deadly disease. One person was in a deathbed. Baba gave snake poison to heal him, to rescue him from that deadly disease. Like that, Baba many. For example, we know Bagoji Shinde. Baba cured him from leprosy, the deadly disease. That was slowly taking his life. The leprosy was slowly taking the life of Bagoji Shinde. But Baba saved him. This all happened during 1860s. But after the 20 years, 1886, why should Baba enter into Samadhi to cure his asthma? That he can do it on his own, right? That was a total misunderstanding. Baba, like any of us, was doing sadhanas. And in 1886, Baba entered the 3-day Samadhi, was his highest achievement attempt of his spiritual stature, spiritual achievement. That was his 3 days Samadhi. In that 3-day Samadhi, Baba attained the Maha Samadhi. That means Baba became one with Parabrahm. I will explain the difference between the Samadhis because we have different Samadhis. I told you in our Vedanta Dharma, we have different Samadhis. Ashmita, Shashmita, Vikalpa, Nirvikalpa. The highest one is Mahasamadhi. What is the difference in all this? See, first of all, we have to understand Samadhi means different levels of consciousness, different categories, different levels, elevated levels of consciousness. The Samadhi is a very beautiful word, Sanskrit word. It is a combination of two words, Sama plus Di. Di means Buddhi. There are only two Buddhis, Jiva Buddhi, Parama Buddhi, which is nothing but Paramatma and Jivatma. Parama Buddhi, Paramatma, Jiva Buddhi, Jivatma. When the Paramatma working in this body through the 5 senses become Jivatma. And I don't want to get into that advanced, that we'll have in a different session. But in this session, let me explain in a brief way. When the Paramatma works in our body through the 5 senses become Jivatma, right? So this is also called Jiva Buddhi. So all we have to do is we have to elevate our consciousness, Buddhi, to become one with the Parama Buddhi, Paramatma. This is the ultimate objective. In our Hindu Sampradaya, in our Nath Sampradaya, the very objective is to attain Samadhi. That is what Baba gave a lot of importance to self-realization, to attain the Brahmajnana, which is there in chapter 1 also. We all know that Chaki part. So coming back, to attain Parama Buddhi or Paramatma is the objective. So there are, in that objective, to attain the highest objective of Mahasamadhi, there are different levels of Samadhi. As I told you, Sama plus Di, right? That is, the Di become, the Buddhi should become Samarth. That is Samadhi. Okay. So in that Samadhi, there are different categories, as I told. The highest one is Mahasamadhi. What is the difference? In all the other Samadhis, like Nirvikalpa, Vikalpa, we will get into the Brahmajnana. We will become one with the Brahmajnana. But when the sadhaka coming back to his body consciousness, that union with Parabrahm won't be there. Only the residual experience will be there, but the connection, that union won't be there in other categories or levels of Samadhi. But in Mahasamadhi, a person who attains become one with the Parabrahm, and when he returns back to his body consciousness, still holding that union of Parabrahm is called Mahasamadhi. This is the technical difference. When Baba did this 3-day Samadhi, when he returned back with still holding the union with Parabrahm. That is why our Guru is Sakshat, God living in human form. That is why our Baba is Sakshat Parabrahm. He is the Jagat Guru. Because he became next to God. In our Sampradaya, I just want to share this. In our Hindu Sampradaya, in our Vedantic Sampradaya, Guru is first. Then only God. Maybe we can have this episode, a different episode, because technically I can explain why our Sampradaya is Guru oriented. Because through Guru only we know God. That is why Guru is very, very important. Our Sampradaya, our tradition is totally based on Guru. So first we have to respect, love, worship Guru. Because through him only we will know the Parabrahm. So our Baba is Sakshat Parabrahm as Vishwaguru, Jagat Guru. This is the proof that during that 3-day Samadhi, Baba, when he returned back with that union with the Parabrahm. That is why it is Mahasamadhi. That is what we should call as Mahasamadhi, not the 15th October 1988, which is just he shed the mortal coil, his body, which is not immortal, which he left, but he become one with the Parabrahm. He is still there. we know Baba's promises. We all know that Baba's promises. Baba said, even after my death, I'll be very active. Why? Because Baba is one with Parampara. And technically, you know, excuse me for using some technical words, but there's a thing which I wanted to convey. In quantum physics, there is a term called standing wave. You people can check Google or ChatGPT. There is a term called standing wave. This standing wave is, when a consciousness collapses back. See, everyone have a consciousness. When someone dies, what happens to the consciousness? Now the neuroscience is going towards that research. But the quantum physicists and neuroscientists, they almost, into this direction, they are saying that when the human individual consciousness, when someone dies, either that will, go into decoherence, that is, in a very distorted form of energy, or if someone is practicing certain, like yoga, samadhi, when someone is achieving samadhi, they are saying that the consciousness of the individual, getting into a energy field called standing wave. When someone's consciousness is collapsing into standing wave, that means that consciousness will be there forever. That is what they are saying. So our Baba attained samadhi, Mahasamadhi, that too Mahasamadhi. That means his consciousness, his Chaitanya is there all the time, forever. It is there in the present. Sai Chaitanya is always there. That is why we are getting his guidance, blessings, everything. So, this proves, that is what I want to say. All this information I got because I started doing research. When I did the research from the Sufi angle, when I was staying in Sufi ashrams, from the early Sufi yogis, I got this knowledge that, this Nizam hierarchy is there, Kutub al-Aktab, everything I got to know. That significantly proves that Baba is Jagat Guru. From our Shastras, from our Yoga Shastras, this is very much clear that Baba is Jagat Guru, because during that 3-day Samadhi, Baba very much, clearly said, see, this one I forgot to tell. Baba told Mahalstabdi that I will come back in 3 days. If not, bury me. He was showing a direction, open space. It is mentioned in Satchatra in Salila magazine also, that Baba was showing an open space. That open space is now the Samadhi Mandir. Baba said, bury me there and host flags. Right? This is what Baba told. Baba told that for a different reason, because Baba's Guru's Samadhi is there. Gurustan is very near. It is the Sampradaya. The disciples will take their Samadhi near to their Guru. That is why Baba showed. That is another story. But Baba told Mahalstabdi, if I am going to come back in 3 days, okay, otherwise bury me there. That means Baba was not sure about his coming back. This is a common thing. In South India, in Tamil Nadu, we have this Jiva Samadhis and Vasi Yoga. There are people who practice, even I myself used to practice. I think in previous episode I shared, I don't remember, but let me share it again. When I was initiated into Kriya Yoga, Vasi Yoga and all that stuff. And I practiced that for 12 years. And this is what I wanted to share, that when I came to Shirdi, when I was living in Chennai, I was practicing for 12 years the different path of yoga, mainly towards Kriya Yoga, Samadhi path. When I was practicing that, I will be choosing Saturday evenings, because that was the time no visitors will be coming to my office. So I will be choosing the Saturdays, and I will ask my friend to lock me outside. Okay, so that I will practice inside. It will take 4 hours, 4.5 hours, sometimes 6 hours for me to finish that sadhana, so practice. That is a Samadhi Path Yoga, where I will be reaching certain levels of consciousness, and again I will return back to the body consciousness. It is like a sleep cycle. It will take, pace by pace. When I was coming back, it will be 4.5 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. So I was not sure, everyone who is practicing that, we always say that there is no guarantee that we will come back. So we have to do, when we are initiating this sadhana, we have to do some Shanti mantra, Shanti practice to come back to the body consciousness. Otherwise, it is like Jiva Samadhi. We will be there, get locked in that state of consciousness forever, and body will slowly decompose, but it will take hundreds of years. That becomes kind of a Jiva Samadhi. Okay, anyways, coming back to that. So I used to tell my friend, wait for 4 to 6 hours. If there is no message, no calls, I gave him an instruction, to open the office and how to wake me up. There is a way to do that, like, putting the Rudraksh beads, mala, pulling out the tongue. I can't share all that, but just little bit, nothing wrong in that. Pull out the tongue and, we have to do this kind of the Rudraksh beads, mala, to bring me back to the body consciousness. I gave certain, to, whisper certain mantras into my ears. So this all will bring me back to the body consciousness. So why I'm saying this is a very general practice, the general thing, that there is no guarantee that we will come back to the body consciousness, but we have to take certain sankalpa to come back. If that may not work, sometimes it may not work. And that's what happened to Baba also. That is why Baba told Malstabadi that wait for 3 days, otherwise bury. This is a very common practice of sadhakas. As Baba started his spiritual life just like us, but he achieved the greatest of the greatest, Mahasamadhi. He became one with the Parabrahm and came back with that union. That is what Mahasamadhi is. That is why he is Jagat Guru and Sakshat Parabrahm. That is what I wanted to say. This is because out of my research, I got this information. If I am not doing the research, how come we will come to know? That's why I am sharing this information. This is very, very significant. Getting back to the discussion, this was very similar to our Baba. Whatever the information my friend shared about that fakir, that was very much similar to our Baba. And I came to know that fakir was from Kerala, Mylapore, a place called Purnima. When I tried to know more about that fakir, my friend doesn't have any information about him. I was so much fascinated because I was in search of Baba's Guru. I want to know about Baba's Guru. I thought this will give me a lead. And actually that gave me a lead. Going forward I will share. But how this gave me a lead, I will share you. But before that, let me tell you, I want to know more about that fakir. So I started calling him Unknown Fakir. In my book also, I gave a title, Chapter 2, Unknown Fakir. Because that was where my research started actually. So me and my friend decided to go to Kerala, Ponnani, to get more information. So I was thinking like, this is the important thing, that if I know the school of that unknown fakir, I thought I will also find out the school of our Baba. Because similar, I thought they're all learned from similar school. That's what I thought, because same thing, same characteristics. So I thought they're all from one school, maybe. So I want to know. So we decided to go to Kerala, Purnima. That time we were living in Bangalore, and that was the starting of my research actually. That time I was not having any idea of writing a book. I want to know about Baba's Guru. That was the thing. So from Bangalore, we took our car and we went to Ponnani, Kerala. But before going there, one important thing I want to share. From Bangalore, we went to Vadalur in Tamil Nadu, because I have one saint. I have a lot of love and respect for that saint. His name is Vallalar, Ramalinga Adigalar. Vallalar alias Ramalinga Adigalar. Why I decided to go there? Because from childhood, I was introduced into his concepts also. And Vallalar is so famous for his, for introducing the divine light, which he called as Arulperun Jodi, which is nothing but, graceful, mighty, compassionate light. That's what Vallalar used to say. So I thought I want to go there and take his blessings from Vallalar. And then I want to go to Kerala. So from Bangalore, we went to Vadalur in Tamil Nadu. From there, through Coimbatore, we went to Kerala. We went to Ponnani. I don't know anyone there. There was one mosque, a big mosque, old, very old mosque. It got its own beautiful history. When I entered that mosque, it was evening prayer time. I was a stranger. I don't know how to behave in the mosque. So I just entered into the mosque. Everyone was looking at me. And someone came and asked, what do you want? I said, I want to know certain information about Sufism. and Sufis. That's why I'm here. He said, okay, this is prayer time. You please wait here. We will send a person like that. So I waited. And little later, another guy came and he asked, what do you want? I told the same. And he said, okay, there is one elderly person. Fortunately, he came for prayer. We will call him. He will explain you whatever you want to know. So that uncle came. He's a very elderly guy. He is the historian of that place. So I asked him. He was so fascinated. And when we were talking, he used a word called silsila. I asked, what is that silsila? He said that, there will be a guru and guru will have disciples. This lineage is called silsila. I said, oh, Guru Sishya Parampara. So for us, it is the Guru Parampara. For them, it is the silsila. But that was the lead I got actually. That's the key that I got. Because that word, silsila, led me to Aurangabad, Kuldabad, Dawlatabad, where I discovered many things about Baba's Guru Parampara, the one side of Baba's Guru Parampara. This one word, gave me a map to trace out Baba's Guru Parampara, and that is how I ended up in Dawlatabad, Kuldabad. I started traveling, and then one day I decided, let me start living in Shirdi, because extensive traveling is needed to go around Dawlatabad, Kuldabad. So I decided to live in Shirdi, and in 2024 September, I came and settled in Shirdi. I came to write the book. Actually, when I came, I have no idea of going to write the book, but I want to write some research article like that. And that is why I came to Shirdi. But I never thought something else going to happen in a very, very spectacular way when I was living here. And that's what happened to me with all Baba's blessings and his love. I was literally pampered spiritually, actually here, living here. And for me, it is the greatest blessings. I was given certain knowledge to understand, about the spirituality, what is all about spirituality is. That's what I learned in a very simple way, because our Guru is a very simple Guru. And he taught me through various resources the highest science of knowing God, prayer, japa, Naam Japa, everything in a very, very simplest way and in a very miraculous way. A miracle happened in Dwarakamai that led me, to next level of my research that I will share soon.